if you take the 4 years of Donald Trump and you take the 3 years of Joe Biden, and you ask yourself just a number of basic questions. Did NATO rearm more efficiently under Trump or under Biden? Did Putin go in under Trump or Biden? Did China talk about taking Taiwan more under Biden or Trump? Did China feel free to surveil the United States with balloons under Trump or Biden? Did Hamas attack under Biden or Trump? And go down the list. Did we end Afghanistan nobly under Trump or ignobly under Biden? And then ask yourself, so was the world more deterred? It doesn't really matter whether America fights wars or not. In fact, often when you fight some wars, it as you know well, it destroys deterrence because you lose them, as we happened in Afghanistan. Being in Afghanistan and the way we got out destroyed deterrence. So the question is, if you look at what Donald Trump did, was he an isolationist? Did he say, okay, Japan, South Korea, Taiwan, Mr. Kim Jong-un is Australia, he's your problem. He's not our problem. No, he didn't. Did he say to the Middle East, ISIS came out, I don't know, maybe we caused it, I don't care, but I'm not getting involved. No, he said, I'll bomb this, and he did. And he took off almost everything off the target restriction list that had existed under Obama. Obama said they were JVs, no problem. He got them. And then for 10 years, we've been told that Qasem Soleimani was the catalyst for Iranian terror, but he was untouchable. He was untouchable for two reasons. The Europeans said he was sacrosanct, and he never knew where he was. Trump killed him, and he just killed him. And I could go on. And they said you cannot attack the Wagner Group because the Wagner Group is an extension. It's sort of Putin's Praetorian Guard. And they told Trump, these people are provoking us in Syria. And he said, kill them. We killed 200 Russians. No one talks about that, and wiped them out in Syria. So he was Jacksonian, and I don't know how one would characterize that, but his attitude was not necessarily preemptive. He just said, these are the problems that face the Western world. And when they get to a point that they're pressing us on deterrence, I'm going to remind them that what they're doing is stupid. And it worked. And it's not me saying this. Again, I get back to that saying of Jake Sullivan when he said, there's nothing going on in the Middle East. It's boring. It's calm. It was,
Yep.
And then they inherited it. And, if you take the Houthis off the terrorist list and you give Iran about an $80 billion blank check of new oil revenues, and you beg them to get in the Iran deal, and you try to pressure Hezbollah to give Israel to give up oil rights and gas rights to Hezbollah in Lebanon, and then you get out of Afghanistan the way you did, and then you tell Putin that if he's going to hack, keep off the hospitals, then you've destroyed deterrence. And I don't know how that fits into the traditional activist isolationist, but Trump is not an isolationist. He's a punitive Jacksonian, and he feels that from every now and then somebody has to be taken on for the benefit of the United States and the Western world. And he gets angry when people criticize him. Yes, he gets angry when he's very angry at the alliance of NATO because he feels that there's 450 million people in Europe. They have a larger, NATO and EU together have a larger GDP than we do, if you put them both together, and yet they will not spend 2% of their GDP on arms, and they expect the United States to contribute 70% of their defense needs. And if you question that, then you're an isolationist. So what that does to him is then he gets into his Trump annex. I told him, I hope Russia does that. But if you just cut out the rhetoric and you look what he actually did, Putin did not threaten Europe during his tenure, and they did spend a lot more on defense, and that came in very handy when Ukraine came up, because some of the Europeans were able to help Ukraine with supplies that they wouldn't have otherwise had they not started to ramp up. So I don't think he's an isolationist. He's a Jacksonian nationalist. But I think he's a nationalist that even supersedes his American interest.